Let's talk about a talent collapse in tech. What does that actually mean? I'm going to explain this graph and why it shows that in roughly 20 years, we could have about 40% of our talent pool gone in tech. So we're going to make a few assumptions. The first assumption is that 100% of tech companies stop hiring entry and mid-level developers. Huge, huge assumption. This is a nod to Zuckerberg and the Gumroad guy and some others that have made statements like this, right? Second assumption is that there's 26 million developers employed today globally. Third assumption is that about 30% of those are senior. And then fourth assumption is that the seniors have about a 3% attrition rate year over year. Okay, all of those assumptions baked in. Those numbers, by the way, came from working with GPT-03 for a little bit. So what you see in this graph is for the first 5 years or so, the population of developers is roughly stable because all the entry and mid-level developers get promoted up while the seniors retire out. So the population basically stays the same for 5 years. And then after that, the decline in population starts to kick in. So this is the decline in population, and this is the percent of the population that it has reduced by. And so at around 20 years in, we're roughly at a 40% reduction in population. At the 10-year marker, we're around 15% reduction in population. At the 50-year marker, we're like at 75, 76% reduction in population. So at what point is the collapse? What's the actual collapse? Is it a 10% reduction in total global developer population? Is it 20%, 40%? How long until this no longer works? This is the point we're trying to make. Like, this is not tenable. It's not sustainable. Obviously, if we want to have this industry, if we need the economic benefits of paying people to do this work, then we need a talent pipeline. We need entries and mid-level developers getting hired, getting trained, getting promoted up. That's why I don't think it's possible for the entire industry to shift over into AI doing all of that work. Instead, those jobs will change. Entry and mid-level jobs have to change. Their responsibilities have to change, but the talent pipeline has to stay in place. I just don't see a future where it could work and that pipeline is just kind of removed completely from the industry.